Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Three Colors White. And this movie came out in 1994, 1 year after Three Colors Blue. And I thought this movie was great, just like the first one. And I do appreciate this movie a lot from a technical standpoint. Like, it's very well shot, it's a nice looking movie, and I do like the music, and the acting's pretty strong, just like in Blue. But overall, I do feel as though this is a different movie from Blue, whereas like I want to say first movie, even though it's not really like a trilogy in a traditional sense, it's not coming back to the same characters. It's more or less taking place in the same world as the first movie, but it's only like briefly referenced, and from that point, it just kind of just does its own thing, and that's pretty much done after like the opening scene. Like, you get a little reference, and that's about it. And then it just goes on and does its own thing. And I liked that about the movie. I liked that it was being something different. It subverted my expectations. And I thought it was going to be just a traditional trilogy, but it's really just doing different things and exploring different themes. And I don't really want to get into the specifics as to what this movie does that makes it stand out from the first movie in terms of what it's doing differently too much, because I don't want to spoil anything by like accident, because I do kind of have to be a little bit careful with this one, because spoiling it would just make a lot of you mad, I would imagine, especially for a movie that I would recommend, and also for a movie that I kind of love. But I love what this movie is going for, and I like the emotions that it's trying to get at, and I thought it hit those successfully. And the characters were very interesting, and I was wanting to see where the story was going to go. And I was never bored, personally, with this one, whereas the first movie, it did kind of lose me at a couple points with the pacing, and this one is only a couple minutes shorter than the first one, which is kind of nice, and it flew by for me, this one. And I just was always curious as to see what's going to come next. Even if it's not the most unpredictable movie of all time, I was still curious to see how this movie was going to execute things from its presentation. And just like in Three Colors Blue, this movie did kind of remind me of other movies at a couple points, but not nearly as much. It was only in the court scene at the beginning of the movie where I was thinking a little bit of Anatomy of a Fall. I don't know why, but that just popped into my head. And this movie has Julie Delpy, if I pronounced that correctly. She's in the Before trilogy, and for the longest time I was like, where do I recognize you? You look so familiar. And I was like, oh, Before trilogy. She's great in those movies. I've only seen the first two. I haven't seen the third one yet. Before Midnight. That's it. I forgot the title of the third one. But still haven't seen that one yet. And I also do find it kind of interesting how this movie is kind of exploring, I guess, in ways similar things as the first movie, but from a man's perspective, whereas Blue's going from a woman's perspective. This time it's from a male perspective, but different things are going on. And to go into my negatives, I do feel as though there was one character in particular that just didn't need to be there for most of the movie, because there was a certain point I was like, okay, why are we doing this? This just felt a little bit unnecessary. And there was some slow motion in this movie that I felt was also unnecessary and could have been cut entirely. And there's just a few scenes that just don't need to be there. Not that they dragged the movie down in terms of the pacing, but rather I just feel as though, as a full package, some things could have been cut. And I really love the setups in this movie, and you get some really great payoffs in this film as well. That's something that I wasn't expecting, because I was expecting it'll be more like the first movie, and my feelings on that one, where I love the first half, but the second half, it kind of falls apart for me a little bit. But in this movie, it stayed pretty consistent for the most part in terms of my feelings on the first half and the second half. Like, they're pretty identical in terms of how much I enjoy them. And I would definitely love to check this movie out again. I thought it was great. It's currently on HBO Max. And If you haven't seen it, then check it out. And you don't really need to see Three Colors Blue to get into this movie, because there's not really any characters that tie it in together. There's not like any needed context from the first one that you need to know in order to get into this one. So if you just run into this one and you're like, yeah, I'll check this one out and I'll check the other two out another time, then that's perfectly fine. I don't know how the third movie's going to be, if it's going to be like this or going to have these two storylines combined into one. I have no idea. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll get to do it shortly. But anyways, Three Colors White, loved it. Highly recommend that you check it out. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Three Colors White an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Three Colors White, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for, you guessed it, Three Colors Red. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.